Just the other day, I saw my reflection in your frames, and it reminded me that I should clean my action figure case. I love the smell of toys, like I love the smell of your hair. But sometimes I think I like the smell of toys a bit better. And dusty cartridges and long boxes, that's how we spend our nights, reading comics and robot fights. I love to cheer you on as your level advances, and as you glance my way, you giggle and drink your IPA. I take a mental picture in my mind. When we met I wasn't cool, but you're the one that did see through. And that's the moment I knew I'd make ex-babies with you. I showed you all my moves, and turned out I only had two. You rated me +5 endurance, agility +2. Dusty cartridges and long boxes, that's how we spend our nights, reading comics and robot fights. I love to cheer you on as your level advances, and as you glance my way, you giggle and drink your IPA. I take a mental picture in my mind. You see, there's no better way to be. When you bag and board my comics, you're always careful with the crease. CGC says 9.3, but you're a 10 to me, like Bo Derek. Dusty cartridges and long boxes, that's how we spend our nights, reading comics and robot fights. I love to cheer you on as your level advances, and as you glance my way, you giggle and drink your IPA. I take a mental picture in my mind. Tight and make a list so my collection's complete. Got to bed early, but I didn't sleep. Was way too excited, been waiting all week. And everyone's here, so let's pack up the van. There's not enough room, so we Tetris the bags. We're on the road, we're going home, to the place where wild nerds roam, with pretty girls and dudes in capes, going to college. home to the place where wild nerds roam with pretty girls and dudes in caves. Going to cons is our escape. It's like Mecca for geeks and star-filled sky where you can meet all your heroes and none of them fly. We're on the road, we're going home, we're going home. We're on the road, we're going home, we're going home. We're on the road, we're going home, we're going home. But now we're There's nothing worse than a false start, spinning out, yeah, and dodging all the turtle parts. Could somebody help me? I'm trying to get back to the beginning. Life's a highway of do or dies, lightning bolts shrunk me damn near 1,000 times. Could somebody help me? I'm trying to get back to the beginning. I got a princess in my rearview mirror. I've got Italians on either side. I've got a feeling things are gonna get.
Hey everybody! Welcome back and thank you guys for coming to the main hall event. This is panel 4 of Emerald City Comic Con 2014. Woo! Are you guys having a good time? Yeah? Well, you're in for a special treat because this next guest, I can honestly say, is one of my favorite people. She's worked with industry pros from Leonardo DiCaprio to Robert De Niro to Arnold Schwarzenegger, all before she was 14. You guys probably know her best as Faith from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Please welcome Eliza Dushku! Come in. Have a
Claire
seat.
Kramer, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Welcome.
It's my bring it on sister right here. What? What?
Yeah. Eliza,
Hi, guys.
welcome.
Hi. That's me. Good to be here. Holy crap, this is massive. There's so many of you. I love you all.
You know what? They came for you, girlfriend.
Aww.
They came to say hi.
Thank you. Making me sweat. This is crazy. I have to like shed more
It is kind
layers.
of hot up here, so you may, You guys can go ahead and line up at the mics. We're going to talk for a little bit, but I know there's going to be a ton of questions, so we'll try to get to as many as we can. Eliza, let's
Yes,
break it
girl.
down. You have been in this business. Yeah, you do want to Twitter that.
Just saying.
Just FYI, you've been in this business forever. I mean, you...
Come on, girl. Easy.
I mean,
Spring chicken. What?
Forever's the last 10 years, just a little bit. But
23 years. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell your friends.
that's crazy. What are some of the takeaways that you've learned by working with such great directors, such great fellow actors? Like, what is your, sort of epitome experience been?
23 years are a lot.
There
I mean,
are.
And I learned, I learned lessons this year that I didn't know 10 years ago. I always try to learn from people. And I think the biggest thing is like, it's not a very sexy answer, but it's sexy to me. Like, just to be professional and be kind to people, because shitty actors are no fun for anyone. And I think it translates. And so I think the biggest compliment that I get from people is like, "Wow, you're so real. You're like such a nice person." And I'm like, "Well, thank God I'm not a total jerk."
Well, you're acting, and I mean, your career, it's an extension of your life, And who wants to be, you're right. Who wants to work with someone who's difficult to work with? You don't want to be friends with someone who's difficult to be friends with.
It's just to say I haven't been difficult to work with here and there. I mean, we all have our bad days, but
yeah,
for the most part, yeah.
Do you have a favorite? I mean, it's so hard to pick from, True Lies to Tru Calling to Buffy to Angel to, Dollhouse.
Favorite role?
Something that really resonated with you.
I mean, they all kind of resonate at the time. I mean, you know how it is. You're a fellow actress, and sort of like art imitates life in a funny way. And so, I mean, maybe some of my more unprofessional moments were in my Faith days.
When you were playing Faith.
I was a little bit of the leather pants wearing, crazy. Like some nights I would go out and party all night long and show up to work the next day in my makeup from the day before. And that's a little trivia that you guys are the first to hear about. But I always knew my lines, and I always hit my mark, and, I only hit Sarah for real once. So,
yeah. And she got over it,
She got over eventually.
She definitely got over it. All right, let's go to the mics here for our first question over on this one. Come on up. Nice outfit.
So fun. Feel you all. Oh, and you especially.
Hi, Eliza.
Hi.
I came from Chicago. My brother's really jealous that I'm here right now.
Aww, sucker.
I know, sucker. So I know this is a stupid question, but who generated the line 5 by 5? Did you come up with that, or was it your writers? And
yeah, on the side. I just am no, I'm not a writer. That was a Joss thing, I believe. He usually comes up with the cool shit that we all love so much.
And then the meaning of it. I know it's just...
Come on. If you can't be coming
No,
to
no,
a
no,
faith
no,
like
I've-
panel and be
I know-
asking
I know-
what 5 by 5 means,
I know it.
Google
I know,
that shit.
No, I know it. I know what it means.
Or
I
like
know what it
ask
means.
50 people in this room. We have a whole discussion.
No, I know what it means. I just don't know if
It's cool. We're 5 by 5 right now.
All right.
That's all you need to know.
It's happening right here, right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're 5 by Gable 5, right?
Yeah.
Nice. That's not enough of you. I want you all on Twitter to watch Gable 5. I don't know if if you're on Twitter, you've seen me tweeting about it. It's Joss's little brother Jed's wife Marissa. Jed and Marissa were writers on Dollhouse, and now they're the showrunners on a little show called Marvel and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's what I want to hear about Gable 5 after. Thank you. So then Marissa has a little brother Kevin, and Kevin, he kind of vamped Mortal Kombat and made it really sexy and awesome. And we just did this thing together called Gable 5 on Machinima, and it's a 10-minute short where I beat my record of ass kicking and killing people in one day. I kill like 15 people.
It's a new
in
record.
10 minutes. So check it out and let's talk about it.
You have your marching
your friends.
orders, and I see the stills. It looks amazing.
It's
You look
fun.
amazing.
It's fun. I got to fly. I got to do like some cool wire work, and I got to impale this guy with a meat hook.
That's always fun.
Yeah, it's necessary sometimes.
You're at a point it is. You're at a point in your career where you don't have to, just take anything. You can be really selective. What attracts you to a role or a project?
I mean, I definitely am kind of a physical chick. I like to do physical things. I like to beat people up and kill people. No, I mean, I think some people, it comes naturally or it doesn't to, just really throw down. And I like to throw down, and I like to mix it up too. And one of the things that I like about Gable 5 is that, as you know, there's so much happening on the interweb. On the big, crazy interweb. And so digitally, there are cool partners and creators are now getting the chance to kind of make their shit pop. And not have necessarily a studio or a ton of cooks in the kitchen telling you how to do things like, I've had that experience before on other little shows, Dollhouse. And it can be frustrating. So it's nice to get to work in a space and then to have such direct access to fans and eyeballs and let people kind of say if they want more. So you're going to say if you want more after you watch Gable 5, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now that that's taken care of.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm a huge fan, and I've been for years and years and years.
Thank you.
I was wondering about how much of the physical stuff do you actually do in your films?
As much as they let me, as much as I can. I mean, I have amazing stunt doubles and stunt people and mad respect, but I kind of got, initiated as a stunt woman myself when I was 12 years old on True Lies. And so whatever they have insurance for, really,
Yeah.
What was your worst injury also? Have you ever been injured?
I mean, I ice myself at night after the day, but I do. Someone was like, ooh, sexy icing. Ow! I had the dumbest, most embarrassing fall and the most public. I mean, it was not one of those oh, no one saw. It's cool. We were shooting the series finale of Dollhouse, and I broke my elbow because I came out with this gun, and there were 5 cameras going, and there were all these extras, and we were in the middle of the Fox lot, and I come out from the truck, and I'm just super gangster, and I came out with my gun, and it was we had been building up to this take, and they had the streets all wet down, and I was like, yeah! Whoosh! And I just completely ass over heels, and landed, and I shot, my gun went off, and I shot 3 people, and they had it on 5 cameras, and I had to go, I was I'm cool, but then I couldn't bend my arm. It was just stuck, locked, but I went back to work that night after the ER, I'm just saying.
Just FYI. Well, the helicopter scene in True Lies, how did you film that?
I broke some ribs on that one too.
Yeah, that's intense, that
cracked
scene.
The Harrier jet, yeah. We spent 4 weeks on top of a Miami savings bank, and then only a week doing green screen, but green screen was kind of new at the time, so it looks like more green screen than we actually did. But that was intense at 12 years old to be hanging off a jet 25 stories high, and my poor Mama Judy was like, what did I just
what is
sign
going
up for? But I cracked a couple ribs when he, goes like this and shoots the terrorist off on the missile. And
Right.
I landed on my ribs in the plexiglass and fell off. That was
It's a great
pad.
scene, though. It is a great scene. Yes.
Hi, you were in a little-known movie called The Alphabet Killer, and how did that role come about? Because I love that film.
Thank you. I love that film too. I had worked with the director on another little movie called Wrong Turn. Nice. Sick and twisted people, Ollie, that just cheered. That was Rob Schmidt, a director that I loved, and he came to me a couple years after we did that movie and had this crazy, intricate story. And I actually, later today, I think I'm going to be finalizing on another movie that I'm going to do that's a little bit Wrong Turn-esque, but I can't tell you. Sorry. But it's dope. It's really dope. So
Thank you.
keep an eye out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. And the Buffy shirt. Nice.
That's right.
Hey.
Been a fan for a long time. Finally, you're here in Seattle. Thank you for being here.
Are we going to have coffee together, or?
Well, I'll check with my wife, but yeah.
She can come.
She likes you too.
3 of us.
I haven't seen a whole lot of big, main superheroine films, Black Widow starting to become a big thing. I was wondering if there was some superheroine that you wanted to play, that's kind of big, iconic, say, something kind of like Wonder Woman. I know Joss was working on something a while back. So I was envisioning you as one.
The rumors, Eliza?
Well, I mean, Joss and I had a really candid conversation about it. He's like, Little Dushku, I love you, but you're not really Amazonian. And that That's just my truth. And so we never, I mean, I feel like when it's real and when it's a real possibility and when, you know, the way kind of studios work is they kind of take who's on the cover of 15 magazines and they like to put them in these iconic female lead roles, and all the power to them. But I mean, my cell phone's on if they call me and like, you know, want me to be a live action Catwoman or something. I'm just saying.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
I don't think anyone here would object. No.
No.
Meow.
All right.
Hi. Thanks for coming, first of all.
Thank you for
And
coming.
And if you're looking for coffee,
I was being serious. Don't laugh at me.
this guy. On a question of coffee, though, how do you take your faith? Do you like bad girl faith, or do you like post angel atonement
I
faith?
think I'm following you. Okay, creamy.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. This is all being filmed, so how do I take my faith? I mean, how do you take your faith? Huh?
On ice.
Yeah, on ice. Were you the fucking ice guy?
Well said. Well said.
Okay, so chilly and flaccid. Sorry.
With a straw.
With this, okay. That's you. Others may have another way. Cool.
All right, thank you.
Literally.
Let's go back to Dollhouse for a second. We have a question from Twitter. At PapaDoc5656 says, was Eliza happy with the series ending of Dollhouse? Other than breaking your
Was
elbow,
I happy with
break it down.
I mean, yeah, I thought that they did a great job. I mean, you know, they have all different ways of canceling shows. I'm familiar with quite a few. But like on some shows, they cancel the show and then they literally pull the plug and they say, don't show up to work tomorrow. Tru Calling. So on Dollhouse, at least they gave us advance and they let us finish out the story. So I thought that Joss and the lovely writers did a really cool job of making something totally abstract and interesting, and I was heartbroken and yeah, like, so I'm always a fan of how under pressure when Joss needs to wrap things up, I think he does a fine job.
Absolutely.
Do you guys think so?
Yes.
I mean, my personal favorite was when he made all the women slayers. That was just, oh, that was awesome. There's a whole family of slayers over there. Nice.
All right, let's go over here.
I was a big fan of Dollhouse. I thought it was a great show, and the way it ended I thought it was really cool. I miss seeing you on my TV though. And I'm wondering if there was if you had the power to just put yourself in any show that's on air right now, what would you want to be on, like Game of Thrones, or you want Dragon?
You're gonna limit to one show? I don't know. That's hard.
Top 3.
I mean, I watch The Walking Dead and and Downton Abbey, and I mean, you can get creative there, and you know, Zombie Slayer.
Okay.
And I do watch Game of Thrones, but I don't have a cool British accent, or even Irish, or whatever realm they're in. I can make one, I think, but I don't know. I mean, it's fun to be a fan of shows and not necessarily be like, oh my God, I wish I was on that, because I'm just a fan watching in my PJs too, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of Walking Dead, but I'm glad I'm not in the makeup. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's a lot of makeup.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to take you back to Buffy for a minute.
Let's
'Cause
do it.
There are 2 lines. This feels like it's mine, so it must be yours. How did it feel to pass off the axe that was the Slayer's axe? And 2, want, like, have. How do you feel about corrupting Buffy?
Well, you got to get it right if you're going to get up in front of all these people and say it. It's want, take, have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't get it right. It
I was
must
just
be
seeing
a
if you
lovely
knew.
lady. Must be.
The first question, wait, there was a lot there. I got lost.
So, The axe that was received when it was slightly before all the girls were made into Slayers.
Totally.
They find this axe that is the great weapon of the Slayer, and you pick it up off of her bed and go, "This feels like it's mine," which must mean it's yours.
Totally.
How do you feel about that? The lead weapon. You wanted to be the
Awesome,
Slayer,
I feel.
but you had to pass it off to Buffy.
It was super cool. I totally remember that scene now that you just reenacted it. Loved it. Dope. And then the second question, what they have?
Yes. How do you feel about corrupting Buffy from the innocent goody-goody that she kind of was before
I mean,
you
at the
came
time, I was totally into it, and it was fun, and and yeah, that was a fun. Those were a fun couple of episodes, the Bad Girls episodes, right? Or
Yeah.
that one Bad Girls episode. It was fun when we were dancing. Remember that?
on? Yes, I do.
I like to dance and corrupt, little blonde, pretty things.
Yeah. Hey,
Thank you very much.
We're old friends.
thank you. Great questions, by the way. What was your audition process like for Buffy?
My audition process, I was in Boston. I was about to graduate high school. I was enrolled in university in Boston, my mother's university, Suffolk University. And Sarah Gellar and I had the same agent. And so I actually, I wasn't that familiar with the show, crazy. But they told me sort of I knew of it, and I knew
Right.
of Sarah, and that she was the Buffy. And they told me that they wanted me to make a tape. So I went to New York, and first I went to the mall. I went to the local Watertown Mall, and I went to like a Claire's boutique, actually.
After me.
Do you guys know like little Claire's boutique? And I got all this freaking jewelry, and I got this crazy outfit, and I put like safety pins on it, and I just like covered my face in crazy, makeup, black eye makeup. Like I just did this. I mean, it wasn't that far from real life at the time, but
Right.
but I remember I got dressed up. And then I made a tape, and then Joss liked it and asked me to come out and do 3 episodes. And then the 3 episodes turned into 7, turned into what I could stay for the season. And so I withdrew from school and came back. But now I'm about to go back to school like this fall.
It's coming full circle.
Yeah, education! Woo! I love that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still got a bigger applause than education.
Yeah. Well, priorities.
Education!
Hi, Eliza. Thanks for coming.
I've been on a plane for 6 hours, so I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. I'm
You're
moving a
not,
lot.
girl. You're right on it.
But it was a great 6 hours to get to you guys.
I wanted to talk about Gable 5 for a second. I saw
Let's.
Let me step back.
See what
I saw the preview for it, and I saw the pilot for it yesterday, and it's a kick-ass show.
Yeah.
And while I kind of felt sorry for the guy you put a meat hook through, it was entertaining. Well, as I sat and watched it, the premise of the show is kind of a dystopian future, or a possible dystopian future, and it kind of reminded me of Dollhouse. And I was thinking because the person who wrote this is somehow in a third way, fourth way,
He's in the Buffy extended
in the
family,
Buffy
for sure.
Is this kind of a second chance for Dollhouse to live because it was so abruptly canceled?
I mean, second chance / kind of similar but different. Yeah. It definitely, I love that because it's just something that's interesting to me, this idea of sort of deconstructing humanity to alter humanity, and it's something I'm actually sort of going back to school for. I just love like how dark and twisted and fucked up our brains are, and what makes us do the things we do, and what makes us do good things or bad things, and it's just sort of a theme in my life and career. And so this idea of ending world war or ending these tragic things, stopping tragic things from happening by like harvesting, by recreating and then harvesting these crazy emotions and changing the variables is thought-provoking and exciting to me. So we got to play with that in a somewhat limited amount of time with Dollhouse, and so maybe this is an opportunity for us to do it some more. And I'll never have to sort of be, I like broccoli girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But not that was bad, but I mean, the character in Gable 5, I think you see from the get-go, she doesn't, I mean, sometimes I think that was hard for people to connect with the actives when week to week we didn't really have that many emotions. We were a little flat. But this is a little different, where we see her and she's charged and she has all these emotions and she's facing this defining moment, this defining loss in her life, and just wants fucking revenge, you know.
Can I ask you
Are
one
there
of the...
children here? I apologize to parents if
They're
I'm-
still in school today.
Okay.
Today's
Oh,
still
good.
Friday.
Yeah.
You're good.
Can I ask
Thank you.
Can I ask you one last thing that's always bugged me in Tru Calling, because it was so abruptly canceled in the middle of a season. Zach Galifianakis' character, what was his name? Because he says in one episode his middle name's Davis, and he never says what his first name is. You cut him off, and then the show was canceled. Did they ever
he
tell
was just
you?
Davis. I don't know. I think he was
The
just Davis.
writers never told you what his actual name was.
They probably did, but sorry. Thank you. I know it was funny though at the time. Like nobody knew what a Zach Galifianakis was, and now he's between two ferns with the President Obama, and hilarious at that. So yes, he was one of the best parts about that show. He helped me raise my dog Max. I'd have to leave for the weekend, and I'd be like, "Yo, Zach, can you take my golden retriever, dude?" And he had this orange bicycle, and he'd be like, "Totally." And I would just watch. He'd put Max in the basket, and they'd ride off into the sunset with a big plume of smoke in the air. It's like he's good. He's in good hands.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And Matt Bomer too. Those two.
Yeah.
They fought over Max.
There's a lot of people in that cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go over here.
I'm a huge fan of both of you ladies. My daughter's middle name is Glory. I was having babies while you guys were on my TV every week. And
Hey.
I was a huge, hot women on TV.
We inspired you.
Helps the husband. Anyway, I was a huge fan of Dollhouse as well. And one of the things I always thought when I, thank you.
My pleasure.
I always thought you must have had a huge blast making Dollhouse because you kind of got to do something different every week.
Yeah.
I remember an episode where you got to play a backup singer, and I remember thinking, I bet Eliza is having so much fun right now doing that, and you did a really great job, and you could
Thanks, Mama. Right on.
So I was wondering if that was part of what interested that role for you, is getting to do something different from week to week and not have to put on the same face
absolutely.
every
I
day.
remember when I first had lunch with Joss to tell him that I wanted him to make me a show. It was like a 4-hour lunch, and I was just kind of like I am now, just a little bit ADD and all over the place. And I was like, I just want to do something different every week. I don't want to have to wear the same costumes. And I kind of threw a bunch of stuff out there, and then that's what he did. So
You inspired Joss Whedon?
Air Day. Hashtag.
Absolutely. And with Dollhouse, as the episodes went on, how much of a voice were you allowed, sort of, in terms of the storyline and the character development and stuff like that?
Well, I was tired a lot.
Yes.
It was a lot. At some points, I was like, okay, can we just slow it down a little bit? Because then we got into the place where I was going in and out of 15 characters in one episode. But we had meaningful consultation, talks, and but I also kind of liked separating myself. I was a producer on the show, and we sort of came up with the show over lunch, and there were things in my life that I think inspired him. I remember we had our first lunch, and then I was dating a guy who was a hunter, and so we went hunting, and I went bow hunting, and we sent each other emails in the same, actually like same second. I hit send, and I had an email from him, and it had the one sheet for Dollhouse, and I had just sent him this like elk bow hunting experience from Colorado, and he's like, "That's our second episode." Yeah. So. I love animals, but you know, if you eat meat, you should be able to hunt what you eat, you know, kill what you eat, maybe, or not. This is Seattle. This is a... I mean, so, but I did like being able to separate too, because it's nice to have those surprising things happen. I mean, I'm glad that I didn't know that, spoiler alert, that, you know, Boyd was gonna be like he was in the end. So, because that I think would have affected my performance with him. So I liked sort of not knowing everything.
Nice. Great question. Thank you. And thanks for giving your daughter a great middle name. Let's go over here.
Hi. First of all, you're one of my favorite actresses of all time. So
Hey.
I first saw you on Buffy, and then wrong turn. So you know.
Word.
But my question is actually about Dollhouse, which I guess we're kind of talking about right now. Since you do get to play all of these different characters all the time, was it more fun? Was it more challenging? Do you feel like it helped you grow as an actress, getting to do all those different things? Like
Yeah, it was both. It was fun and crazy challenging. But yeah, whenever I would feel like this is crazy challenging, I was like, oh, but I asked for every little bit of it. So that was it was super exciting. It was exciting. And there were times where I wished I'd had a little bit more time, perhaps, to work on a character or, you know, get used to like a hairstyle or something. Because Joss in the beginning was like, "Girl, your comfort zone lies in your hair, and I'm gonna take you out of it as much as I possibly can." Because I don't know, like I have a hard time with updos. Like I just feel like people are behind me and they can get in my neck.
People are looking at your neck.
He gave me this updo for a whole episode as Margaret, and that was super uncomfortable. But he was like, ha ha. Good question, thanks.
Yeah, it was a great question. When you approach a character, and on Dollhouse playing different characters each week, what's the first thing you do to sort of transform out of Eliza into the character? The hair.
Put my pants on.
Obviously.
Like put on the, you know, or not, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you kind of roll in, and I feel like the night before, always when I'm in bed at night and I'm like looking over what's happening the next day, I start to like get little crazy evil ideas. Mm-hmm. And so It starts a little bit, and it starts a lot in the preparation, and then you get there, and then yeah, I think it's like a build as you're getting the hair and makeup, and you're going like, okay, wait, does Eliza want that, or does the character want that? So
Definitely.
how it is. You know.
All right, let's go over
This girl
here.
in the front was like, totally.
She knew.
Hi, I just wanted to say the first initial reason I wanted to come to Comic-Con was because I saw Eliza Dushku was coming in. She is awesome.
Aww.
Yay!
Thank you.
And then I found out Claire Kramer was coming, and
Right?
she's Glory, and she's awesome.
Woo!
And I also saw your short film, Debs, which I like too.
Oh, thank you.
And I wanted to ask, which of Echo, Faith, and Tru was your favorite to play, and which character are you most like?
It's hard to pick favorites because, again, like every character sort of comes at a time in your life where that would be like me being like, my favorite year of my life was when I was 17. So they're all sort of fun and special at the time in their own way. But I mean, playing Faith was bomb, and it's like eternal in a way. So I feel like, and the effect that I feel like it had, I mean, that's a great sort of litmus test about a character is sort of how it's able to transcend and, you know, continents, and people really feel that to this day, and people still come up to me and like it was yesterday, or talking about Faith and how she made them feel empowered, or you know, fight through adversity in their life. So that's a really powerful thing to me, and it makes her one of my favorite characters, I'd say. Yeah?
That's great.
Resonate?
With the character Faith and Buffy, when did you realize like the fan outreach that you had?
The letters from prison started rolling in.
Yep.
I was like, this is interesting. Like, hey, this is Mike. Here's a picture of me before my incarceration. I was like, oh. I had never had that before. But then again, I mean, it was funny because it really was sort of the beginning days of the internet. And Joss, do you guys remember the Buffy posting board? Yeah? And Joss would have parties, and he would have us come over, and we would post, and he'd be like, oh, he had a computer in his kitchen, and that was kind of the hub of the party, and he would have us go, and he'd like give us different colors where we could post as our character, like a different color, and then they'd have a big posting board party, and we would go and get drunk and dance with fans, and crazy pictures. Some of you guys still bring those pictures up to me, by the way. Yes, I remember parts of them. That was my first. And then when the episodes first started airing, I mean, you know, in the beginnings, I would say like, Buffy fans are intense. Like, they will pop out of a bush and be like, what do you think? Who do you think you are? Fucking coming to Sunnydale and sleeping with Buffy's boyfriend? And they'd like want to fight me. I'd be like, yo, that was interesting. Yeah. I had never had that either.
Yeah, it was the first time.
Or they'd be like, check out my tattoo. Let's take a picture with our matching tattoos. And I'd be like, sorry, that's a marker. I don't have that tattoo. And people would get pissed.
Yeah. Let's go over here.
Hi, first I want to thank you for being the beautiful badass that you are, representing the strong female.
Aww.
So thank you for that.
Thank you. I want to give you an apricot. I want to feed you an apricot because that was so sweet. Do you want an apricot?
Sure.
You want one? Come on up.
You want me to feed it to you?
I love it. Oh, okay, I get one. Thanks, Eliza.
Oh, sweet, right?
No, you do embody strong, sorry, now I'm chewing, but you do embody strong female characters. And with Buffy, we started to see that really on television in our living rooms for the first time. So you can take your question from there, but first, I agree with you.
Yes. Actually, my question goes to Dollhouse, which I think is just one of the most brilliant shows that ever graced the television. You had just said that you didn't know that Boyd was the big bad. Was that Joss's plan all along, that he kept secret from you, or was that something when the show was getting canceled that was like, okay,
I don't know, he's wily like that, you know? You just never know with Joss. He'll like, I didn't know. I mean, later on, as it started to unfold, I was like, oh, I could see where the seeds were maybe planted. But yeah, he's pretty wily and crazy like that, where he'll just, you know, flip a character on their heads. What was that? That was part of the question, right?
Yeah.
You want more apricots, don't you?
Between the time when you guys found out it was being canceled and when the last episode was filmed, how much time was there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't.
a couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. That answer your question?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. That was fun.
Enjoy your apricot. Over here. Hi.
Hi. I'm wondering, what do you feel is the biggest misconception people have about you as an actress and a celebrity?
I don't know. I mean, I've always kind of been an open book in a way. I mean, that's one of the things I've really loved about this social media kind of explosion, is that I remember in the beginning days, there were a lot more of those times where you'd be like, wait a minute, I didn't say that, or that's not how I said that, or they twisted that, and now I like it when it comes straight out of my mouth. So that's a nice thing that, I don't have to worry about misconceptions as much. Why? Do you know of some that I should be aware of?
No, I was just
particularly
wondering,
unattractive, or
everyone's like got their images that they kind of project onto famous people. So I was just wondering.
Yeah,
that's
I
all.
mean,
Thank you.
I think people get it, right? You guys get it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, this.
Come again? You view ice in a whole new light now.
Yeah, it's not so cold
It's like
anymore,
icy
is
hot,
it?
right?
All right, this question comes from Twitter, His Pet Princess. Eliza, my favorite role of yours was actually Tru Calling. Do you believe in karma or messages from the dead? Interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting one. I mean, I don't quite. I'm more spiritual now than I think I ever was. I mean, for a lot of years, I kind of thought that I ran the show all the way around town, everywhere, and that was exhausting for one. So it's been nice to kind of, realize that I don't have to do that, and that there's a nice flow in the universe. I'm gonna get all Seattle hippie granola on you right now.
Do it, girl.
Yeah.
Nobody minds.
I just like the flow, man. I like the flow of the universe, and I guess karma it is in there, but not maybe so much messages from the dead. But I mean, I've heard people that have gotten messages from the dead, and respect, That's cool.
I just had a guy flat out tell me he rode a ghost with an elevator the other day.
Yeah,
And I'm like, hey, maybe I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally.
Let's go over here.
Huge Buffy fan all the way. Seen all the seasons 20, 50 million times.
That many? How old are you? You're
19.
Okay.
My question is, can you relate to Faith's, when she first killed her first human and she went down that spiral turmoil, can you relate to her depression and her inner demons at that point?
Well, the first time I killed someone, it was hard, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was there was a range of emotions. But I could relate, because I could, to be kind of serious, I don't know. Things can happen, and we can do really awful things, but I think what I loved about that character is that she wasn't, good or bad. She was a person who did some bad things, and I loved the way her arc went, where, when we do bad things, people might turn against us and judge us or something. But then we have a process that we can take. There was the amends episode and the consequences episode, and then there was that one person, in a sense, an angel that really, could identify with her. And so I think through connection and compassion, and, that really helped her transform and then come around. So I loved that arc for her, and I could identify in ways that just, I've never Pam torched someone before like I did with Wesley, but I've done bad things. And you say sorry, and and you're friends.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, unfortunately, this is gonna have to be our last question over here.
Boy. That's not pressure, don't worry.
No pressure or anything, just make it awesome.
I was wondering what it was like to work on Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back with Kevin Smith, because no one's mentioned that, and that movie is amazing. So.
Another great movie.
I was kind of Catwoman-y in that, with my little
You said meow.
leather. I said meow. That was awesome. That was really, really fun. I could live without the nickname Duck Shoot for my life, but it was really fun. That was a crazy set to be on. There were so many guest stars on that movie. I can remember, a day when it was Will Ferrell, Chris Rock, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck had been it. I mean, it was like this crazy smorgasbord of actors, and people were just like peeing in their pants laughing all the time. And like Mark Hamill is like, it was just crazy and funny and fun, and Kevin's still a bro.
Makes sense.
Thank
You're
you.
the last person. Do you want an apricot?
Oh, she wants one.
Do you want me to feed it to you? Okay.
Aw. Nobody goes hungry at Eliza's panels. All right, Eliza, tell everyone where they can find you online. You're at Eliza Dushku on Twitter.
At Eliza Dushku on Twitter. At Eliza Dushku on Instagram. I have an official Facebook fan page, and we're almost at 1 million people, and I'm going to shoot a happy dance and post it when we get there, so come.
Yay!
Now it's on record. I have to do that.
Yeah, now it's official. Everyone here knows it's official.
And I would love it if you check out Gable 5, because, what's that?
Gable 5.
Gable 5. Check out Gable 5. And check out Thrive, our nonprofit. Thrive Gulu. What? Woo! Yeah. That means a lot to me, and thank you guys if you've for contributing and helping us in the past. It's something that I'm really passionate about. So if you're passionate about me and I'm passionate about it, we're all passionate about cool things. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Give it up for Eliza Dushku! Woo!
Thank you, Claire Kramer.
Somebody told me once, you can't be a lover and a confidant, still be a hero made of big orange rocks.
Well, well. I shall bestow a gift on the child.
Before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she will fall into a sleep-like death!
Curious little beastie. Bring her to me.
I know you're there. Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid.
Then come out.
Then you'll be afraid.
All the other fairies fly. Why don't you?
I had wings once. They were strong. But they were stolen from me. There is evil in this world. Hatred. And revenge. Those who live in the shadows.
Fight with me now!
Is it true? Hear me, Eccc.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, be a select start. I'm trying to unlock your heart from years of walls, and when Hyrule falls, I'm hoping as I do, we're working to connect with you. I see that you're free, quit my shop. I'd like for you to know my name. They call me Box 138. I think we are due for a walk. Cause like me, you pull from the middle, skip the books up on the top. So up, up, down, down, left, right.
I want to talk to somebody in charge. You are not fooling anybody when you say that what happened was a natural disaster. You're lying. It was not an earthquake. It wasn't a typhoon. Because what's really happening is that you're hiding something out there. And it is going to send us back to the Stone Age! God help us all.
In 1954, we awakened something.
Well, there's nuclear tests in the Pacific. Not tests.
They were trying to kill it.
You have no idea what's coming.
Can you kill it? The arrogance of man is thinking nature is in our control. And not the other way around.
Pythagorean, Euclid, 2 + 9's 11, -4 is 7. Oh, I could go on and on. Instead, let's sing this song. Addition, subtraction, let me see the fractions. I wanna see that booty do math. Won't you subdivide them, multiply and times them. I wanna see that booty do math. Arithmetic sequence, call me on the weekend. Practice polynomials, then I know we all will come together and sing this song. I wanna see that booty do math. I wanna see that booty do math. I wanna see that booty do math. I wanna see that booty do. These numerators add 'em.
It's like you and me is the function of we. Add in the root of C for the family tree. And I hope that just a fraction of my love can be reciprocal. Co-sign my words, know these feelings are so critical. Baby girl, I run my protractor over each and every parabola. Been working it out, haven't ya? Let's go and measure the circumference of the earth. You make it such a joy to go and double check my work. When the booty do maths like I truly gotta have it. And you're schooling me at calculus, ruining my averages. Check these feelings when you add and subtract like that. I wanna see that booty do math.
Addition, subtraction, let me see them fractions. I wanna see that booty do math. Won't you subdivide them, multiply and times them. I wanna see that booty do math. Arithmetic sequence, call me on the weekend. Practice polynomials, then I know we all will come together and come together and come together and come together and addition, subtraction, let me see them fractions. I wanna see that booty do math. Won't you subdivide them, multiply and times them. I wanna see that booty do math. Arithmetic sequence, call me on the weekend. Practice polynomials, then I know we all will come together and sing this song. I wanna see that booty do math.